Welcome, I'm Michael Howard. Welcome to Cool Stuff with AI, where we create cool stuff with AI. We don't get too technical. We try to make this valuable for both beginners, intermediates, experts, what it may be, and try to find useful tasks for AI. I think a lot of people just expect AI to solve all their problems. And, sometimes it can, sometimes it can't. And it's a little bit like anything else in life where you get out what you put into it. I know nobody wants to hear that. But on my last video, I was in the process of saying, okay, I'm going to create a logo for this channel. I was like, well, let me show how you do it. And then I was like, the next step is I need to create a thumbnail for that video. I'm using, again, something called Ideogram. Ideogram.ai. It's a tool that I found to be the best for creating things with text into them, or more of like like a design element, like logos, packaging, stuff like that. And over my time, one of the things that I have found really interesting is creating YouTube thumbnails with it. Because creating YouTube thumbnails, there's an art to it. Certainly, there are many you see where the people are like, ah, and they're like excited or whatever. And you can do that. We're not actually, let's not do that. We're just going to say a sleek, eye-catching video, thumbnail for a video. The text says, create a professional logo in minutes with AI. Because that's what we did in our first video. So let's see what it comes up with. We're going to do 16 by 9 because that's what the YouTube thumbnail size is. I'm not giving it any other instructions. I'm just saying, okay, I need a thumbnail for my video. Let's see what you come up with. Now, there are a lot of, I'm purposely being vague here because this is almost like the brainstorming section of it, where like I wonder what it'll do. Okay, so I don't really like anything that it did. We're gonna say with a man in his early 40s with a beard, wearing a baseball hat. The man is pointing to a computer with an awesome logo on it. All right, I don't know what we're going for here. We're just trying to say, let's see, because I don't think any of these things here are very eye-catching. I mean, this is the closest to an actual YouTube thumbnail, but I don't think anybody really is going to do much with it. Okay, so now, all right, well, it doesn't take very long to get these going. I could probably, so now we're getting there. All right, so one thing we want to do here is we want to add something. So this says, in a big, bold, eye-catching font and color, because it seems like a little small. I know I'm like overusing the word eye-catching, but like it's a way to describe it that. Like this one's not bad, right? Create a professional logo in minutes with AI, right? And then I slap the thing on here. One thing I would say is like, you can use the remix feature here, which, you basically take this and make it slightly better. We go, okay, with a beard, go a stocky man, and we'll take the weight down here. We'll hit that. And we'll see what it does. We're trying to get a few of them going. So now we're getting there, right? Like this is certainly something that you would see on YouTube. And that's what we're after, right? And we have this one here, which is create a professional logo in minutes with AI. Looks pretty good, right? We're there. Creating thumbnails on YouTube, it's one of the more laborious pieces of it. Um, so, I mean, like, if you ask me, like, this is pretty close to what I'm after. Um, if I could mix in the, let's see here. So we're going to go here. We just want to put in here in a big, bold, eye-catching font. So this was using the original thing we did. We have it at 40 here. We want to take this out here. Hold on. I want to grab this because that was going to remix with the original picture. We want to remix with this new picture that we did here. So we're just going to take this, or just make sure we have that eye-catching font, and let's see what happens. But I mean, I'm pretty close, right? Like I'd be pretty cool with this. And what are we? We're 6 minutes in, and we've got a professional. And if you go to something like Canva, which I use, like it really, you're really limited on like YouTube thumbnails. They don't know what you want to do. Not to say it's a bad option. I just don't think that they do a great job with it. It didn't really. It didn't really make the. I'm still a little kind of bummed on the way the font is. Let's see if we. I wonder if there's a. All right, let's copy this. And we're just going to, so what we're doing is there's something called the magic prompt, which is the actual prompt that it used. So we're going to throw this in here. And what I've found is that, well, again, it's not that complicated, is that it's harder to replicate a person with an image than it is an illustration. So like that doesn't look a million miles from me, right? Like we're not a million miles away. I don't think we look like brothers, but it's not like, again, I don't think it's bad, for it. And you can certainly, what I'll do sometimes is like take this into, take this into Canva or Photoshop or something like that. And like this is much closer, right? So, and you can see, I just wish the logo on the screen, do I have something in here where it's like AI is like spelled weird? Because you can see it's like using a with the exclamation sign, but we're like really close. I mean, if you were just like I'm out, yeah, I mean, I think we're there. I think we're home, right? Like, listen, I'm not an expert on YouTube thumbnails. I know a little bit about it. People often do better than animations. So like that one, you might be better off with an image. But in the same respect, I think some of it is, have we ever really had access? I don't have an earring. To stuff like this. And so I'm going back between these two. Let's remix this one a little more. I don't want to have an earring. I don't know why it matters to me. It's just, I don't know. It's a lot of things that, like, the part of the reason I choose this one is like, that guy's too jacked. I'm not that jacked. Like he's wearing like a whoop or whatever the heck it's called. But I mean, again, these, there's no reason why I couldn't use something like that. It's a little drab. I like the color palette in the, man, we're so close. The one thing I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna hit the remix button and I'm gonna add illustrated in here because I'm really after the, like I'm gonna go with this illustration. But I mean, I think we're pretty close. Like, I mean, you may see this, we're gonna, you know what we're also gonna do is, while we're at it, let's see what we came up with. Create a professional logo. Really like that. Where are we at here? I want to go back. I want to remix this. Oh, wait, oh, that's not what I want to do. I'm sorry, I'm hitting the wrong buttons. There's a remix button over here on the side. We're just going to use this one. I'm going to add colorful. Let's even add gradient. I mean, listen, some of these terms you may or may not know. Like I do have some background in graphic design. I'm not a graphic designer, but I worked in all. Listen, I've been on the web for many years, and I was in printed media before that. So you kind of have to know certain things to get your point across. Uh, Man, we're really close. Uh, I just want that. I don't know why this is. Oh, okay. I just want to remix this, but I want to go illustration. All right. So you're getting the point. And now for this, we'll just pop in and we're gonna create one for the for this particular video as well. There's no reason we can't do it, and we can kind of just use the same format. Sometimes it's a little hard. All right, we're gonna go with this one here. Man, that guy looks older than me. Uh, one more shot at it. See, this is the problem: is that like a few years ago, you had to pay somebody $20 to $50 to create this for you. Now you can do it in minutes. I do pay the $25 thing on Ideogram. It is free. You can get other stuff. Here we go. I think this is going to do it right here. Create a professional. Look at that. All right. I mean, hopefully you're going to have clicked on that to get here. All right. So now we like this, right? Professional YouTube thumbnail in minutes with AI. Okay, so now we're going to take this down here. This usually doesn't work because your logic is, well, it just will replace that text with that. No, it's using this as a base. It's usually not good at just being, oh, I want to change the logo to thumbnail. But we will see. I mean, you'll get a point of it real quickly of here we go. I mean, it's not great. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to start like we have it here. We like kind of the same thing. And we're just going to, so now it's by starting over, it's not going to have that basis to go from. Oh yeah. We didn't change the fact that on the screen should now be a YouTube thumbnail, not a logo, right? But let's see some of the stuff it creates real quick. I mean, I'm not really a big fan of that one there. Let's see here. I mean, this is pretty good, right? Listen, I'm not I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm not saying it's the best. So I'm gonna get rid of this colorful. Let's go. Let's also go with something like, hey, old catchy. Integrate YouTube logo. This way, the one thing I can tell you about, although the picture on here looks really wacky. One thing that I can tell you about YouTube thumbnails is that if you're legally allowed, if you're using a logo that people are familiar with, they're more likely to click on it because like this one here, it's like YouTube thumbnail. This is one where I like what's on the right, I don't like what's on the left, and that happens often. That's why you just kind of all right, man, it's making me a little too fat. It's getting me a little self-conscious here. We're gonna remix this one here. And we're just gonna go with can we go with husky? I mean, I don't know what the right word is, man. I want to be as honest as possible, but all right, man, I want to have some positive body images. It happens. We all have a bit of an ego, but you're looking through all these things and you're seeing. Oh man, it's just making me awfully chubby. Uh, all right, I don't like the professional thing here. We're gonna a great YouTube thumbnail in minutes with AI. Let's see here. All right, let's crack that down to here. Let's go with colorful because I like the colorful font. I think by integrating the YouTube logo, but the colorful font, we might get both the things in here. And you can see by using the YouTube logo, you kind of there. I mean, I could have set a time clock on this. Yeah, we're at 16 minutes now, but we already did the one for the logo, and now we're basically cracking out two. I mean, it's just too much. All right, let's get rid of this background stuff here. Let's do this. All right, I definitely, like, as you can see, it's like I could be done. Like, all right, that's not me, but that's like, you tell me like that, you'd be like, oh, that doesn't look right. No, you'd be like, all right, I'm in. Like it gets the job done. With art or anything like this, they say you're never finished. You just stop working, right? I mean, this is so close. Ugh, it's just doing. That's slipping into anime, which I don't really want. And so there are features on here where I can just be like, all right, give me design. Let's get rid of this. We're gonna hit the design button, and we're gonna get some more things in here. But you know, again, you can tell it's up to you if you want to create. I mean, that looks like we're home, right? Like I'm not. I'm gonna remix this one more time. Uh, I'm gonna drop the weight a little bit just to see if we get anything that we like a little different. I'm not a huge fan of the anime style, but like, I mean, create a great. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, we're like, I mean, we've got a lot of options to choose from now. Like, I think a lot of these are eye catching. They're, you know, I think some of these just have too much text in them. But I think at the end of it, like, uh, what if I. All right, I just want to try. All right, I stink. I know. I keep going. Can't help myself. This is just who I am. But what I wanted to do is here is like I feel like this is it's it you know the text it's too much text, right? So I'm like, all right, let me just try something. I could be done if I were under a uh under a time crunch. I would do that. Um, I mean, I think I don't know why this is. All right, let me just go back to auto. Um, I don't know why we're going like full Pokemon style. I forget what the name of that style is. I'm like, I don't like. I'm cool with illustrated like this. Like that's really cool, except for it like messed up the YouTube thing. I'm just hit remix and be like, all right, let's just do it. Um, but I think reducing the number of words, uh, it definitely helps. Create I mean, the only issue here is like the YouTube logo. Like it's not. Yeah, yeah. I have to admit, I'm struggling here. I'm struggling here. I'm definitely struggling. Uh, well, one last spin, I guess. Because I think it's like the hard part about this is that if you're telling people you're going to create a great thumbnail with AI, it probably should look pretty good, right? If they look at it and be like, well, I wouldn't want to create that thumbnail, they're not going to click on it. So it's like you're really putting yourself to the test. Um, still think this is probably, I'm not sure if I download. Yeah, I think I downloaded this. That's the one. Yeah, it's the one I'm gonna go with. If we can't get anything better, and it seems like we can't. You can see sometimes you just start over, and it's like, all right, it doesn't really work any better. Yeah, I know I'm fumbling and stumbling. I'm getting used to this, folks. I've created a lot of different YouTube videos for a lot of different stuff, but creating cool stuff with AI is definitely trial and error. And some of this is that when you see something you like, you try to be able to figure out like uh, why it worked. That one's not bad. All right. All right. I think we're going to just call it. I'll go with the other one and we'll see what happens. I would start over. This is a little bit of a ticking clock that I feel like if I didn't have you watching, I would probably just start over and go in a different direction and see where it takes me and learn for the future. That's a big part of this, which is that some of the things I'm showing here about saying eye-catching, describing the person in different ways, to try to make it more accurate or to use logos. These are things that I've learned over the 4 years that I've been inside of AI and that I'm passing along to you. And I may pick up something today where I'm like, oh, okay, say the YouTube play icon, don't say the YouTube logo. And maybe there's a better definition for a body type. Yeah, I mean, create a great YouTube thumbnail with that. Right there we go. We have lots of options here. So I hope you learned something. Love to hear if you use other things to create YouTube thumbnails with AI. I'd love to hear about it. Or if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. For now, I'm Michael Howard, and this has been Cool Stuff with AI.